Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Rahim, your investigative reporter. And I just want to touch on a debate I heard between Yeshua and Luvar about Jesus. Should we be calling him that or the real word Yeshua? I've heard the debate. I've analyzed it. And basically, I have to go and lean towards Yeshua more than Luvar. Not saying Luvar is not intelligent. He speaks well. He articulates himself very well. And, both brothers took shots at each other. It's the debate. It's going to happen, I try to stay away from it, but when a brother takes a shot at me, I'm going to take a shot back at him. But so I just wanted the people to understand that Luvar is intelligent and he articulates himself very well. The thing is, what got me when I listened back to Yeshua is he said, number one, ancestors. He said, two, the power of names. And three, vibrations. If people who learn any Semitic language, which is like Syriac, Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, and etc., you would understand the articulations of the front, the middle, and the back of the throat. You have to be able to use them correctly, and what he said was very profound, because when you deal with the ancestors and what they taught us, our people, this is where he's getting at. It was our people. We didn't follow the Caucasians because they didn't have this knowledge. They got what they know today, they got from us, you see. And those vibrations and the power of those words have meaning. For instance, when you say Jesus, it's flat. When you say Yeshua, you hear that little bounce to it. Yeshua, it's a bounce. And you keep saying it over and over. You help to get yourself into a meditation mode. That's what he's basically saying. See, I understand him because I've studied Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, Syriac, Greek, Latin. I keep going on. But this is where he got me with that, and he's right. Like I said when I called in, where the Bible tells you Saul was changed to Paul. But why did you do that? You don't need to change the name. You don't need to. I can say Saul. See, Saul. So they're changing names. Like they changed Barnabas' name into Jupiter. And then Paul into Mercury. Those are Greek names, except it tells you right in your Bible. Why are they changing names? See, just like when they took us as slaves, and I understand what Yeshua was saying now. If you looked at roots, they took our names from us. First of all, they took the names and didn't want to say our names because the Caucasian didn't understand nor know how to pronounce our names. So he was in charge. He wanted to do it his way to keep from embarrassing himself. These are facts. Just like Kemet is the real name for Egypt, not Egypt. Egypt is Greek. Ethiopia is not the real name for Cush. Ethiopia is Greek. I hope a lot of people know that. And see, these names still stand today, which they shouldn't be standing, and we shouldn't be using, especially our people who are African descent, shouldn't be using them because they don't do anything for us. Okay? When you learn about Kemet, there's a history behind that word. When you learn about Cush, there's a history behind that. Certain words you use, you're gonna find only a little bit of. You go into the East and you say the word Jesus, and those people don't speak no English, they ain't gonna know what you're talking about. If you mention the word Yeshua or Isa, which is another name for him in Arabic, they're gonna know what you're talking about. So you can't use Jesus. This is what the brother is talking about. You go into those lands over there, some of them places, they don't speak English. And if you say Jesus, you're adding a J, which is not in their language. And when you say Isa ibn Maryam, they go, oh, yes, we know. And they go to say, oh, yeah. Yeshua ben Maryam. They're going to know, oh, yeah. The son of Mary, yeah. You go over there talking about Jesus, the son of, they're going to be like, oh? They don't know. That's what the brother is talking about. When you say Saul, it's flat. It's not Saul. The proper pronunciation and articulation with your mouth is supposed to be Saul. You see how that have that bounce to it? Saul. It's not Saul or Paul. It's flat. It has nothing. It's just nothing. It doesn't do anything when you say Saul. You see? Like my teacher taught me, all those Y sounds, like John, had a Y. Yeah. You see? It has a bounce to it, John. Flat. The J sickness. He called it the J sickness. It changed everything that was a Y to J or I, like Israel. It's not called Israel. In the Bible, when you read the Hebrew, when it's in Deuteronomy 6:4, it says Shama Yisrael in the Hebrew or Aramaic. Shama Yisrael. Hear, O Israel. See? Israel is not the original name. It sounds good, but Yisrael. You hear how that sound? It has a bounce to it. It has a vibration to it. And that's what the brother Yeshua was only saying. And I agree. We should stop using these European names because they are European, like our used to be. Like my last name was a European name and I switched it. My last name is now Ali. My whole name is Abdul Rahim Ali. Those last names were slave names. He has a concept and he understands the changing of words. You change the word, you change the meaning. You change the meaning, the person won't get the whole meaning. And if the person don't get the whole meaning, then the person is lacking understanding of that. Okay? It's all fine and dandy, like Luvar said, people understand Jesus, but they're not going to understand the whole until they get to the real. When they, like me, when I started reading Arabic, Hebrew, and going into old ancient Arabic, there's an Arabic that's older than the Arabic I know. You see, because I went from one level to another level. I have inscriptions of ancient old Arabic. There's Arabic, and then there's ancient old Southern Arabic. It's Arabic. It looked different, but it's Arabic nonetheless. That was down in southern Yemen. Then northern Arabic. That looks different than the Arabic today. Then I've learned that there was Proto-Semitic language. Okay? And in that, the Arabic with the biliteral term of Allah is totally not the same as the quadliteral Allah today. So that's what he's saying. That's all he's saying is we shouldn't be using Jesus. And I understand, like, if an Israelite is talking to an Israelite, They should be using the word Jesus to each other. Just like when I'm talking to another Muslim, we don't use Jesus, the word Jesus. We use Isa sallallahu wa sallam. You see? But again, what he was saying is when they translate, they should use the word Yeshua. Why they got to change it to Jesus? To this so-called pseudo-English word. When Muhammad sallallahu wa sallam in Islam is translated to French, it's always Muhammad. When it's translated to Russian, it's always Muhammad. When it's translated to English, it's always Muhammad. That's why I love Islam. The word Islam, it's always translated in any other language as Islam. It's not changed. So that's what the brother is basically saying. Why change his name? Keep it pure. That's all the brother Yeshua was saying. I don't want to go into all the mystical, magical, and that Caucasian boogeyman stuff and all that. But that's what the basis of what he was saying, and I understand the vibrations are important. Our ancestors are important. The power of names, he hit it right on the head. I was like, this dude know what he's talking about. You understand? And I do understand Luvar and what he was saying, but what Yeshua was saying takes precedence, because those original names is important, and we should be into the original as close as possible. You understand? And that's basically it. Again, I said it was a wonderful debate. I enjoyed it, and looking forward to more. And if anybody wants any information from me, my email, I got an email now, new email, so people won't get cluttered. New email, rahim4411@gmail.com. You need any information, just hit me up. Like I said, I have a document from the Buddhists that said Jesus, as you call him in English, but Yeshua came to them when he was missing for those 17 years, because I asked Christians where he was at and they can't tell me. So I have connections of the academic world, being I've been under certain doctors, scholars, and professors. They have documentation where Jesus came to them and said his name was Messiah Isa, meaning the Messiah, and his name was Isa, just like the Arabic. So if you need that document and get somebody who can read that and you can see that I'm telling the truth, just hit me on that email, RAHIM RAHIM4411@gmail.com. And I say salam and peace to everyone.